Currency conversions are important to know about if you are traveling, maybe you're sending money to a family member in another country, maybe you're interested in purchasing something from another country, and they really all work based on proportions. So this conversion rate here is current as of Sunday, I think I checked. The currency rates fluctuate as the markets fluctuate, and so they vary as you go through. If you look on Google, they actually have a currency converter calculator that you can take a look at. So what I know is that $1 Canadian is equal to 60.32 rupees. What I don't know is how many rupees $45 Canadian is. Now to do that, I'm going to use proportions. So I've multiplied this side by 45. So I want things to be the same. So I'm actually going to do the same thing on the other side. So 60.32 times 45 is going to give me 2,714.40 rupees. Let's try another conversion. Here's a common one. If you ever go shopping across the border or you're purchasing something made in the US, you've got $1,000 Canadian and you want to change it into US dollars. So I'm going to use this conversion rate up here. I know that $1 Canadian is equal to 0.68 US dollars. What I don't know is if I had 1,000 Canadian dollars, how many US dollars would that be? Just like I did with the rupees, I'm going to notice that I multiplied this side here by 1,000. So I'm also going to multiply this by 1,000. So that actually gives me 680 US dollars. So if you have $1,000 Canadian, it's worth less if you're counting it in American dollars. The last one we're going to look at is euros. And so what I'm going to use as my last currency conversion that I have here, I've got 1 Canadian dollar equals 0.86 euros. And I've only got $60 Canadian, and I want to see how many euros that would be. So I notice on my left side, I multiplied by 60. I'm going to do the same thing on my right-hand side, and I've got 0.86 times 60. I've only got $51.60 euros here. So this might be relevant to you if you are sending money to someone in a different country and you need to know what it is in that country's currency. Okay, so for example, here you've got a summer job and you're going to make $250 Canadian in 1 week. So that's great. But you might be, maybe you're going to India, maybe you're sending money to someone in India and you want to know how much that is in rupees. So what we're going to set up is our same ratio that we had before. So 1 Canadian dollar is 60.32 rupees. And then we've made $250 Canadian. So I've multiplied 1 by 250. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So 60.32 times 250. So I've got 15,080 rupees here. Another way to look at this is using fractions. So if I have 1 Canadian dollar over 60.32 rupees, that's equal to 250 Canadian dollars over some number of rupees here. And really what I'm doing is I'm solving that proportion to make sure that it's the same. So let's look at another example. If you want to buy a plane ticket to Florida that costs you $600 US dollars, you make $400 this week at your part-time job. Do you have enough money to buy the plane ticket? Okay, any predictions? You might already know from this conversion example that we did over here. So we know that 1 Canadian dollar equals 0.68 US dollars, or less than 1. So if I have 400 Canadian dollars, That means I've multiplied over here by 400. So I'm going to have to do the same thing. So I've got $400 times 0.86. So I actually only have 344 US dollars. So that means I don't have enough for the plane ticket. Okay, important to consider conversions if you are shopping online. You want to make sure either that the prices are in Canadian dollars or that you're comfortable converting to US dollars. The last one here, challenge. You work for 32 hours and you get paid $16.25 Canadian per hour. We'll add that in. How much do you make in euros? So first step is to figure out how much money I make in Canadian dollars. So 32 times 16.25. So in total, let's see here. So I'm going to make $520 Canadian. Now the second thing that I want to do is change that into euros. So I know that 1 Canadian dollar is equal to 0.86 euros. If I have 520 Canadian dollars, I'm just going to multiply that by 0.86. And that's going to tell me that I've got 447.20 euros here. So this answer, I guess I should write a sentence here. Therefore, I make 447.20 euros. Those are some examples of converting Canadian currency to other currencies around the world. If you were given rupees and you wanted to change to Canadian, you would divide by 6032 instead of multiplying.